Hi everyone, we're Team 5, also Team Psych. I'm Jayanti and I'll be conducting interviews of few of our project members and we're going to talk about different aspects of our project. So let's dive in. Can you explain what the Conductor app is trying to solve?
Yeah, so just like the name states, the Conductor app is an app that allows professors to orchestrate their classroom. It gives them like a diagnosis of the health of the students in their class, such as like pulses, if they're doing good or not, even their interactions. And on the student side, it allows students to log and gain credit for the things that they've been doing, such as their work and even attendance.
Hi Anish, I know you worked in the backend team, so was it like difficult to collaborate between front end and backend?
Great question. Yeah, so initially we were front end and back end building like two different versions of the product, but we quickly resolved that by creating a channel for asking questions and keeping a document of how we want the features to look like. And then we also on the back end were able to create UI documentation for the routes that we were providing, so that front end is able to clearly see what the response type is going to be, and they can work against that.
That sounds good. Hi Zerlina. So as we went on, how do you think we improved as a group throughout the project?
I think we ended up figuring out some really good communication patterns within subteams and also across subteams in the whole group that helped us all really be on the same page and make progress faster.
Hi Jackie. So what did you think was the most difficult part of the project?
Okay, so for me, I think the most challenging part is learning new technologies. Like as a backend developer, I haven't used the JavaScript and PostgreSQL and the Fastify framework before, so I need to learn everything from scratch within a short period of time. So that's quite challenging for me.
I feel the most difficult part of the project was working in such a big team. We had a lot of members and all of us had other courses to work as well. So coordination between such a team was a really big challenge, but I think we managed it really well.
So for me, some of the most difficult parts of the project were at the very initial stages when we were trying to create a unified vision and understanding of what we want this product to be. I think that's one of the hard parts, is to unite everyone on that front.
Hi Aditya. Okay, and if you could redo one part of the project, what would you do differently?
If I could redo one part of the project, then I feel I would add more documentation. I think since we had such a short time frame, all of us were focused on getting the features done, and documentation kind of took a backseat. Proper documentation would have helped a lot of us.
Hi Omer, what did you think was the most difficult about the project?
I think there were a lot of different issues that we ran into while we were trying to develop this product. I think there was a dangerous balance between trying to plan all of our requirements from the beginning, but also making sure we got consistent feedback and iteration. So I think it's definitely not a binary choice. It's something that you have to figure out a balance with.
And what is something which you learned from the project which you would like to take to your future projects?
I think on the backend side, we were able to do PR reviews really well. Each comment we left was either blocking or non-blocking, so that gave us clear insight into things we need to improve right now versus what we can improve in the future without like keeping us unnecessarily stoned.
Okay, and did you face any challenges throughout the project? Do you have any takeaways you would like to share?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is that a good developer not only owns their specific feature on the app, but they own the entire app. The biggest challenge that I ran into is not really knowing the technologies that other teams, such as backend and infrastructure, was working with. So whenever I did run into a bug, it took a long time for me to deal with it.
Has this experience changed the way you approach any future projects?
Yeah, I think it's really shown me the importance of having team leads, especially who can take ownership both kind of across the entire group, but also within the sub teams that we had, making sure that everyone is staying in touch, kind of doing sort of basic things like following up, making sure deadlines are met, people are keeping in touch, and that questions are being asked and answered. I think it's easy to say like, oh, we have a Slack and that'll take care of it. Like it takes a lot of work to maintain a Slack and make sure that the actual infrastructure of a team is also working both technically and also socially. So I think.
Hi Justin, so if there is one thing which you could redo, what would be that for the project?
So I was working with the front end team, and we decided to code all of our HTML and CSS and JavaScript from scratch, including like things like drop downs and buttons and everything. So it would definitely help next time to create or to use a web component library so that we don't have to create everything. It took a lot of time.
Okay, and since you're one of the leads, what did you learn about leadership through this project, and do you have any advice as such?
Yeah, so I think one of the main things I learned is that it's crucial to know what everyone's working on. I think it's important to have a centralized and universal place where everyone can see what everyone else is working on. And I think it's really important to have like a project manager that is organizing all of the features and making sure that every team is on the same pace and aligned on what they're trying to do. You're also a team lead, so would you like to answer that question?
Okay, thank you. I was just thinking the same. I think it's very important to be like proactive and like understand what is happening, what everyone is working on in general. And also, I think it's good to be like realistic about the timelines. And I feel everyone does a very good job when they know what are they working on and there are like clear expectations. So yeah, it was a good experience. For the last question, can you describe in one word how did you feel working with the team?
Super fun.
Enjoyable.
Chaotic.
Chaotic good.
Enlightening.
Diverse.
Insightful.
Challenging.
Interesting.
Fun.
Magical.